Magandang araw Pilipinas, ako po si Benji Durango at welcome sa isa na naman pong episode ng Don't Take It Personally. Samahan niyo po kami habang susubukin po namin ilahad sa inyo ang iba't ibang anggulo at mga istorya ng bawat isyong aming pag-uusapan. Sa mga matatamaan ay naku po, bato-bato sa langit. Ang tamaan ay huwag pong magagalit ha. Kami po rito ay trabaho po lamang at walang personalan. At dahil natapos na naman po ang isang taon, pag-usapan po natin ngayon ang mga key accomplishments ng Duterte administration para sa taong 2018, yung nakalipas na taon. Magbalik tanaw din po tayo sa mga naging programa ni Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte upang mabigyan ng comfortable life for all ang bawat Pilipino. Kabilang dito ang pagsugpo sa korupsyon at ilegal na droga na nagpapahirap sa marami nating mga kababayan. Siyempre, kasama po natin ngayon ang ilan po sa ating mga social media influencers. Mga kilala po ito ha. At umpisahan po natin, siyempre narito po si Renuel Mamshis Baza. Hello po. At Attorney Darwin Cañete. Isang masaganang, maligayang bagong taon sa inyo pong dalawa. Happy New Year! Happy New Year! Happy New Year na. Happy New Year. Oh, 2019 na, so dapat medyo kailangan energetic tayo pare-pareho. Pero bago natin simulan yan, pwede tayo umupo.
Yes, yes.
Upo tayo. Sit down, sit down. Alright. Sige. So, okay. So, alam naman natin na itong nakalipas na 2018 ay naging exciting. No po? Lalong-lalo na po sa administrasyong ito na napakaraming nangyari. Napakaraming nangyari. Yan ay sa aking tingin ewan ko kay Ma'am Shiz, kay Attorney.
Oo
sa palagay
naman.
mo ba?
A lot of things.
Ang dami, di ba?
Oo. Well, both positive and not so positive.
Yun, oo naman. Merong may hindi maganda, pero maraming magaganda. Si Attorney.
Well, everything something new happens 2018. Almost from day one up to the last day of 2018. Either yung balita is either surprising, may strong reaction ka. Never boring. Either because something the president did or something the president said. He's a colorful personality, a dynamic leader, visionary leader.
Himay-himayin natin.
Yes.
Okay? Ito nakalipas po nga 2018, isa po sa mga naging accomplishment po ng Duterte administration, itong infrastructure projects, yung build.
Yes.
Na pinondohan ng, I heard, parang 3 trillion pesos ang pondong inilaan para dito.
Oo. Actually, the reason it's that big is because all of these projects are government funded. And I think around June or July, may nakausap akong isang kaibigan. And apparently, by that time, by July, 44,000 projects, DPWH pa lang to, DPWH projects around the Philippines are being started. So that's simultaneously, sabay-sabay, tulay, kalsada, and other projects, probably dam, irrigation, or anything like that, sabay-sabay sinimulan. I think that was July this year.
Ang dami, no?
An example would be the airports that were inaugurated.
Sa Payan, oo.
Mactan.
Kailangan talaga natin yung airports para yung mga travelers hindi na kailangan dumaan pa ng Maynila, lalo na pag international quality yung ating airports. So we can spread yung development sa ibang regions. And then alam mo yung malalaking roadwork projects, yung road coming from the, for example, sa Pierre, diretso na ng North NLEX.
Yeah, the Radial Road 10.
Radial Road 10. Malaking decongestion yun because trucks diretso na sa northwards, hindi na magsisiksikan sa traffic na Metro Manila. And we have the barge system coming from the port to the south. Yung trucks, imbes of traversing Rojas Boulevard, diretso na yan sa Cavite area. And then you have the major, yung highway natin, yung mga cracks, mga butas, they're all being built, no? So
The airport road, the airport na.
Oo, yung NAIAX na.
NAIAX.
NAIAX, oo.
NAIAX.
And
At saka yung puerto dito sa, I think parang Cavite yata yun. Yung bagong puerto.
Ay, yung barge yung port.
Yun yung barge, yung port na yun. Na
Yes.
malaking tulong yun, ha?
Yes.
Mababawasan yung mga truck na nagtatraverse, especially dito sa Rojas Boulevard.
Yes.
Na napaka-traffic din naman.
Sobra, I mean the last time we were there, 10 p.m. pa lang traffic na until 4 a.m.
latest yung La Union to Baguio.
Ay, oo,
Yes,
yan
yan.
din.
Saan yun?
Pinaka-recent lang yan.
Pinaka-recent lang yan.
Na bukas na yan, di ba? Pwede na madaanan.
And nagsisimula na rin yung plans about a railway system in Mindanao.
Well, actually, PNR is now open
Nabuksan
Caloocan.
na rin.
Caloocan.
Malabon, sa likod lang namin yun.
Yes.
Nagulat na lang ako, meron na palang istasyon ng train sa
Kasi
amin.
before, it used to be just from Tutuban, Center 1, and then hanggang Alabang.
Hanggang Alabang.
Ah,
Ngayon, in-extend.
In-extend hanggang
From,
Caloocan. And I think
Malabon.
down south hanggang Santa Rosa na yata siya.
At ang inaasahan yata dyan, madagdagan pa yung biyahe. Kasi sa ngayon yata parang 4 and 2 lang ang
Yes.
biyahe.
Yes.
So, speaking of which, PITX, the Paranaque
Yan.
land port.
Ang sabi na naman nila, ano daw yan. Noon pa daw yung plano na yan, nakakaloka
Oo
talaga
nga,
yung mga
oo.
ano na yan.
But it was
It was completed.
Completed,
That's just,
funded.
it was completed this year. At saka, actually, yung plano, oo. Pero the execution and the completion was done during PRRD's term.
Naabutan nga raw yan ng Duterte administration. Wala pang,
Wala
puro
pa
damo
talaga.
pa eh.
Oo.
Yes,
Puro damo pa.
let me add the free irrigation projects.
Isa pa yan, sa agriculture.
Before, di ba, ayaw nilang, we have to pay for the irrigation fees. The President has made it a priority na yung irrigation would be more or less free for the farmers. So, maraming projects on irrigation na in-implement.
Yeah. Sa build pa lang yan. Maliban pa sa build,
Ang dami
ang
pang
dami kayong
programa
ibang program.
na
The
nagawa.
Universal Access to Tertiary Education Act.
Yan.
The Universal Healthcare Bill, di ba? What is the one? Yung rehabilitation ng Boracay, done this year as
yan.
well.
Oo, na
Dami
talaga
mga
namang
ano.
pinag-usapan even sa international
Yes,
community.
Yes. That was 6 months. Maraming tinanggap na criticism. And
Nung una.
Nung una ang si President, kesyo, it will be hard for the residents. Hindi naman dinideny na
Totoo
merong,
naman. Oo,
may totoo
apektado
naman.
sila.
But it was done in such a way na no corruption. The projects were completed mostly. Nalinis talaga. It accomplished. And it created awareness among our countrymen na Boracay is really awful when the President found it. And then yung plight ng mga nandoon, mga natives, inaddress din niya by way of giving them land titles.
Land titles,
Land
oo.
titles,
Yung mga
yes.
IPs. No?
Yes,
Yeah,
IPs.
the ones in Boracay.
Hindi lang yon, meron pa yung ito yung sa agriculture naman, sa agrarian reform,
Yes.
yung distribution ng Certificate of Land Ownership o yung CLOA
Yes.
sa mga qualified beneficiaries.
Yes. That's very important because agrarian reform has always been a centerpiece policy ng constitution natin. And deserving talaga yung mga talagang nagtatrabaho sa lupa na maging sa kanila para kanilang ayusin, ma-improve ang lives nila as farmers. And we also need food security. So we really require yung agriculture to be lively. So hopefully it will be we have more to look forward to in 2019.
Yes. Definitely.
At ito alam natin tong lahat. Parang first quarter yata ng 2018 na pinirmahan ito ng presidente, yung pagpasa ng Bangsamoro Organic Law o yung
yes.
BOL for Muslim Mindanao.
Actually, I think that was after SONA.
SONA, di ba?
Oo. Kasi naging issue pa ngayon ng SONA.
Ang previous version niya, BBL, was very contentious. Ibig sabihin, hindi nga naipasa because maraming naging controversies. Pero, surprisingly, ang BOL, smooth sailing eh. May consensus na it's time to redress the injustice of the Moro people who are our brothers.
Yes.
The president has always been close to the Moro. He considers himself of Moro blood. Sabi niya.
Yes, oo.
So for him, this is isa sa mga centerpiece ng kanyang mga programs.
Kaya alam mo rin kung saan humuhugot ang Pangulo. Kasi alam niya sa sarili niya kung ano ang pakiramdam doon sa Mindanao.
Yes.
At yung pangangailangan nitong BOL. Yes.
Actually, at the BOL, it is one step closer to peace. Because as PRRD said, the only solution to peace in Mindanao is federalism. And the BOL, the reason it was very smooth sailing as compared to the previous version, which is the BBL, is because the BOL is already equipped with all the necessary provisions for federalism. Kumbaga, prepared na siya.
Pero ang sinasabi kasi nila is ang sinasabi kasi nila is balak mong pagkaisahin ang buong Mindanao, ang mga Moro. Pero pinaghiwa-hiwalay mo naman in such a way na ito ang implementation ng BOL.
No, BOL kasi that encompasses Maguindanao, Lanao, Zamboanga, sa Sulu and Tawi-Tawi. So the entire Bangsamoro area. So kumbaga in federalism, they are on their own. They are a state of their own. They are a federal
isang
state.
estado yun.
Yes, that is correct.
Inaalis kasi natin yung isa sa mga reason kung bakit nagkaroon ng insurrection ng mga kapatid nating Muslim. Gusto nila magkaroon ng sariling territory na hindi sila implementing their own customs, traditions, and beliefs. And ito ay pagrespeto na ang kultura natin. Talaga magkakaiba tayo, no? At ang gusto nila is ang area na kanilang tinitirhan ay magkaroon ng implementation ng Sharia law. Yung kanilang mga sensibilities. Gusto rin nila yung pinuno nila is karelihiyon nila at hindi mga galing sa labas. And that's very important because we are giving them a sense of pride. We are united but diverse.
Yes.
Last
Unity in
year,
diversity.
sige, go ahead.
Yeah, ano ka lang, unity in diversity.
Oo.
Yung paraphrase ko lang.
Last year napansin ko, I think sa AFP yata ito, yung Balik Tanaw program na nakikita ko yun sa social media, sa Facebook. Parang mas naging aggressive sila para himukin ang mga rebelde, NPA, na magbalik loob sa gobyerno, isuko ang kanilang mga baril.
Oo.
At isa sa naging programa yan ng Duterte administration, yung rehabilitation for the surrendered former NPA rebels and the campaign against terrorism. Naging effective ba sa palagay ninyo?
I would say yes. I mean, I've been reading a lot of news recently, especially sa mga Sunstar Davao, yung mga non-Metro Manila-based na mga publications about members of the NPA surrendering to the government because of the promise that they will be given livelihood. Some of the NPA rebels actually are being recruited for AFP. Yung mga dating rebelde, pwede sila ngayon mag-training, mag-apply for AFP na.
Ito yata yung ginagawa silang CAFGU.
Yes.
Diba?
Oo.
Ginagawa silang CAFGU. And sana nga magtuloy-tuloy yung ganitong klaseng program.
Marami naman kasing reasons. Ang pinakamalaking reason naman ng iba nag-a-class is because of lack of economic opportunities. Walang hanap buhay, walang makain. Inaalala nila yung pamilya nila. Minsan sila ay naapi for some reason or another. So, namundok sila. With the president providing them alternative na, okay, it's foolish to try to kill each other. Why don't we talk locally? Kung anong problema ninyo dyan sa grupo ninyo, resolbahin natin.
Kung kailangan nyo trabaho.
Kung kailangan nyo ng support ng government, bibigyan kayo. Kung kailangan, instead of makagulo kayo, makatulong na lang kayo.
Oo.
If you create peace in the area, papasok naman ang negosyo. Papasok yung, hindi sila problema na bibigyan ng revolutionary taxes.
Hindi sila manghihingi.
Kasi hindi na sila rebelde. Lumalabas parang bandido na eh. So, hindi na ideological ang problema eh. It's issues of the stomach eh. And that's merong bang ini-issues President EO 70.
Okay.
Recently lang.
It localized for the local it creates a civilian aspect to the peace process. We'll talk with the people here, hindi yung nasa abroad.
Oo nga.
Tama yan, kasi
usap-usap dito.
Si Joma Sison.
Ando na sa Netherlands.
Wala, hindi ka nakasali sa usapan. Kami-kami na lang.
Kasi ilang beses naman na nag-peace talks with them, di ba? We sent our delegates to Switzerland to negotiate. And while the peace talks is ongoing, yung mga nandito sa local, nang-ambush ng mga
nagsusunog ng mga
construction equipment. So, di ba? Parang, why dito na lang, kausapin lang natin directly. Kasi, I mean, well, I'm not sure if the claim is valid or not, but the claim is the leader, the supposedly leader of the CPP-NPA no longer holds the local, kumbaga hindi niya nahawak.
Hindi niya na mahawakan ang kanyang mga miyembro.
Bakit pa natin kakausapin? Wala ka palang diyan, wala ka palang dating diyan.
So local na lang.
Kausapin na lang kung sino yung mga nasa bundok,
yes.
Diba? Na po pwedeng bumaba. I heard parang narinig ko pa nga dati na gusto mo sumuko, travel ko pa kayo. Parang sabi yata ng presidente yun eh.
Yes.
Travel ko pa kayo, bigyan ko kayo trabaho. Diba? Kasi yun naman, kumbaga parang i-attack mo yung problema directly,
yes.
head on.
Yes.
Para masolusyonan, di ba? Kung ano man yung mga nangyayari.
Let's not forget as well yung mga the Philippine General Hospital receiving 100 million pesos every month. That is a big improvement. Parang it's a supplementary budget for them. Even before the passage of the universal healthcare.
Ang laking tulong din yan.
Isa sa accomplishment nakikita ko is actually passing tax reform.
The effectivity of the tax reform. That would be actually just to focus more on the train one. It is very helpful to those who are self-employed because the train one includes a benefit that if you are self-employed and earning purely business income, you can apply for 8% fixed income tax rate. So what we're going to do is, let's say for example, you have a total sale of 1 million. Let's just deduct the 250,000 and whatever is left, get the 8%, that's how much you're gonna pay. As simple as that.
Yes.
Because, the burden of the small and medium-sized enterprises, even to the micro enterprises, is paying taxes. They know that they should pay taxes, but they don't really understand the process of how they do it, what do they put on the forms, what forms do they need to fill out. So, hindi naman sila ganun kalaki ang capital for them to be able to hire an accountant or a bookkeeper agad-agad, di ba? So, with this particular provision of the train law, that's okay. Basta ang isasabit mo lang sa amin, quarterly 8% ng total sales mo. As easy as that. So, it made starting and maintaining a business easier for these people.
Kasi madali na yung computation eh. Di ba?
True. 8% lang.
Mo eh.
Minus 250 plus 8%, yun lang babayaran ng income tax. And it does not require any additional whatever forms you need to file. Yun lang talaga siya.
Kasi nga, doon pumapasok ngayon yung red tape,
The
yung corruption.
Yes, kasi ganun talaga siya.
Mas pinahirap ng sistema.
Correct.
Mas maganda nga yung bracketing ng rates eh. Before kasi, madali ma-reach yung maximum ng tax rate eh, 32%. Magkano lahat before?
That's, I think, kasi ang maximum lang dati hanggang 2 million yata.
2 million.
That's around 100,000 plus 32 or 35%.
So, kung minimum kang 2 million, you will be paying the same tax rate as somebody who is earning 50, 100 million.
Oo nga naman. Ang laking burden nga naman.
Yes, hindi masyado equitable eh. So, mas maganda yung bracketing ngayon. In fact, if you are earning below how much?
Right now kasi, with the train, anything below 250,000 annually, if you're earning below 250,000 annually, that means to say that you don't have to pay any tax at
Ito
all.
yung mga sumisweldo
Compared
ng
to
mga
the previous.
21,000 siguro a
Yeah,
month. No?
I think 20,800 something.
Ganun, no?
Yun. Yun yung limit niya per month. And compared to the previous year, the same people earning 20,000, 21,000, they're paying 50,000 pesos almost in taxes last year. So that's a
Annually.
total of 50,000 pesos that they saved.
bagay nun, no?
Alam mo, yan yung sinasabi ko nun sa pag nag-live ako sa ano na, it is indirectly an additional burden to the inflation. It's because there is a lot of money that is on the people's hands. So the purchasing power of the people is bigger now compared to the previous year. Kaya tumaas kasi syempre, 'di ba, pag mas marami yung gustong bumili, mas magmamahal yung item. Indirectly, it could have affected the inflation rate.
Maraming
diba?
pera ang tao
Oo,
eh.
kasi imagine, for those who earn 20,000 pesos, they'll be saving 50,000 pesos a year.
A year. Oo.
Di ba, that's an additional pambili ng sapatos, ng damit, pagkain. So, if you would look at the malls right now, it's crowded with people shopping, like, during sale, di ba? And ano pa yon, yung milk tea has been, parang mga pagkain,
Oo nga
di
eh.
ba?
Yung
Because the
ordinaryong
people have
manggagawa
more
ngayon,
money.
kaya lang bumili ng milk tea. Parang
Ang
ganun.
sinasabi lang kasi nilang naging parang naapektuhan doon is the ones, yung mga minimum wage earners. Because prior to the law, they're not paying taxes naman na. Pero after the law, they're not paying taxes as pa rin. Pero, you know, nagbago yung prices. Kaya lang, with the recent adjustment, it's no Manila is 537 na. They removed the COLA na from the equation para when you calculate for overtime and all that, that would be 537.
Kasama
talaga
na
yung
siya doon.
gagawin.
Pero may safety nets naman, lalo na yung mga social programs natin. Yung 4Ps, for example,
Yeah.
mas maganda yung, mas transparent and mas maraming benefit ng 4Ps. And because yung tax revenue natin is better ang collection, mas efficient, mas napupondohan natin mga social programs natin.
Yes. Di ba record-breaking yung Bureau of Customs, collection ng Bureau of Customs,
nga.
di ba?
Tumaas ang kanilang
Record-breaking
collection.
din.
Yes.
Even BIR,
Even
record-breaking din yung
customs
nila.
and BIR, mayroong
Collections
collections
nila.
nila. Yes.
Campaign against corruption in the government. Last
Well,
year. Ano ba palagay ninyo?
Mixed card sa akin eh.
Oo. There are some na parang, alam mo kasi, you cannot totally unroot or you cannot totally remove corruption from government.
Yeah.
As long as there are still employees that are there who has been there for the past 10, 20 years, kasi rooted na kasi siya.
Nandyan na sa
Unless, of
sistema.
course, you would remove everyone and replace everyone.
Well, ang isa sa mga nakikita ko diyan talaga is the campaign is very, very well supported by the President. Almost every speech, kung hindi niya minumura, he is complaining and ranting or saying, itong gagawin ko sa'yo pag nahuli ka or something like that. And to that effect, he has not been, hindi siya nahiyang tanggalin kahit kakilala or kaibigan niya. Sabi nga niya, a whiff, amoy lang. It doesn't even have to be a case. Doesn't have to. If you can come to me with sufficient, if you can come to him with sufficient proof na there's something irregular, he will not hesitate.
Tatanggalin niya.
Tatanggalin niya. And he has done that to people he has known for years.
Kaibigan niya, kaalyado niya,
Yes.
kakampi niya noon,
I'm sure
supporter niya.
Yes, I'm sure masakit sa loob niya 'yan.
Oo naman.
Di ba?
Kasi ito yung mga taong ito, yung mga unang pinagkatiwalaan niyang magpapabago ng gobyerno, di ba?
Even worse than that. Ito yung mga taong nagsabi, tumakbo ka.
Yun nga, di ba?
But, and to be fair to him naman, he has, if you bring it to his attention, he will address it. And he has created, in fact, an entire office to go after corruption. Yung mga nagko-conduct ng, I think the PAGs, under Commissioner Belgica.
Greco-Belgica.
Belgica.
VACC by Volunteers Against Crime and Corruption.
But he has created
oo.
presidential office.
May isa pa yun, Presidential Office for Crime and Corruption.
Crime and Corruption. Who is, kukonduct sila ng kanilang mga,
I remember that. Kasi recently, there is a commissioner, not commissioner, a BIR examiner from Binondo that was caught getting bribes to 2 million pesos from the
Oo,
taxpayer.
nabalitaan ko
Tapos
yan.
500,000 lang daw yung i-issue ng receipt.
Those are the kinds. Then, in terms of implementation for example, you transact with local governments, yung mga forms, yung mga applications, na kompleto ka sa requirements.
Yeah.
He has given you a deadline to act on those kinds of
Yeah,
forms.
he's given that. So parang he instructed the government offices that, for example, let's say passport, you can only have this number of days to process it. And then after that, you have to release it. Parang
Sinasabi niya, huwag niyo nang pahirapan pa
Oo.
yung nag-a-apply.
even the one-stop shop POEA.
Yes,
Oo,
especially
diba?
concern niya talaga
Oo.
OFWs.
Yes.
Pina-one-stop shop niya. Yung mga he is implementing yung tinatawag na yung gate na electronic gate
Sa
Sa
airport,
immigration.
para no contact with the immigration
you just have to
officers.
scan your passport
I-scan mo lang
if
yung
it's an
passport
electronic
mo,
passport.
exit ka na.
Exit ka na,
Mabilis
yes.
pa.
If you're a Philippine passport holder.
Those are systems in place with you can tell the president's heart is in the right place.
So ibig sabihin, hindi lang pala ang corruption, ang fight against corruption, hindi lang yung tanggal ka ng tao, no?
No.
Meron din mga programa, mga proyekto na dapat mong isunod.
Yes. Mga safekeeping measures, mga safeguards. Kasi tanggal ka lang ng tanggal ng tao. So, pag naubos yung mga tao, ano mangyayari? You also have to prevent corruption from happening.
This is the systemic change.
Oo.
Yung siyempre, titingnan natin yung proseso ng government transaction. Saan yung entry ng discretion that will create corruption?
An opportunity for
Opportunity
corruption.
for corruption.
O ito, anong opinion nyo rito? Hindi na kailangan ng eligibility sa mga government applying for government
The
position.
civil service
Oh,
and
civil
the...
service, oo.
Well,
Honest lang, tsaka hindi corrupt, okay
you know
lang.
what? I think why? It's because he's been frustrated. I mean, ikaw, if I were a person who would choose between someone who has all the credentials versus someone who's just honest and integral. This one has all the credentials. He may be a master's graduate and all of that. Alam mo, sa totoo lang, all the more na matalino ka, all the more na makakaanap ka ng paraan para maka-loophole dun sa
Totoo ba yun?
system.
Totoo.
Well, ako tinitingnan ko kasi dyan, not to take it literally. I think ang imagination niya is more on the rank and file na yung minimal, yung sabi natin na you don't really require a lot of specialization.
Okay.
I'm sure na with respect to specialized positions like a forensic chemist,
Tama, ganyan,
at the
syempre,
surgeon,
oo.
you still have to have the lawyer. Di ba? Kailangan, you cannot trust a non-educated person to render a legal opinion. So, I think it's more of, you do not take it too literally. I'm sure what is...
Not every position
Not
in the
every
government.
position. Eligibility siguro, let's say clerical. As long as you can basically spell, write, and understand the
mag-type ka,
process,
oo.
you really don't need extra college education. If ano mo McDonald's, high school?
High school, pwede na.
Pwede
Sa
na.
fast food? High school.
Some.
Oo.
High school.
So, that level of competence for certain government tasks, I'm sure you really do not require.
With K-12 actually, mas gusto
Pwede.
nila after K-12 graduates.
Yes.
Ito, habol ko lang to kasi medyo naubusan na tayo ng oras. Illegal drugs.
Well, the illegal drugs has been a relentless campaign. Every SONA, the president would reiterate that I will not stop until the last drug lord, last drug protector is behind jail or is dead. And he's been being true to that. Well, actually, alam mo ba, ano ba yung nabasa ko noong nakaraan, tumaas daw ang presyo ng ano? Tumaas ba o nagbagsak presyo?
Bumagsak ang presyo. Ito
ng
yung
shabu.
karugtong ng issue ng naipasok
Oo.
sa Bucor.
Bumagsak daw ang presyo ng shabu and all that. Parang, kasi, you know, to just briefly explain it to the people, ang fight against drugs ni Duterte, two-prong. Demand and supply. Ang problema lang, doon nakakaproblema natin sa supply dahil nga may nakakalusot. Hindi natin alam kung sino nagpapalusot. Tapos the demand, syempre, yun yung mga users and the pushers. Yun yung tinatarget ng Oplan Tokha. Di ba? Bakit nawala si Peter Lim daw, ganito, bakit ganyan? I mean, we have due process. Sasabihin na namin na extrajudicial killing, bakit daw si ganito? Well, sa totoo lang, bakit mo sisihin si Presidente doon? His order is, if you feel that your life is in danger, then shoot. So, the decision is dun sa policeman, hindi kay Presidente. Diba?
Yung sa akin kasi,
Ayan, ito, mas may experience.
Yeah,
yes, but I can only talk so much about it, no? Ang sa akin lang is that the process of training our policemen, yung mga new batches of being used in the war against drugs are coming online. And ito yung mga hindi pa malinis pa. Wala pang
Bahid.
Wala pang bahid.
Hindi ko
And they are being deployed. So steadily the culture in the PNP is focusing.
Mas maganda yun.
Mas maganda. Secondly, meron ng mga, how do you call it, training and orientation on human rights procedures. I think we have a PNP leadership that recognizes the fact that some members may be violating. But as any kind of conscientious organization, they acknowledge na it can be improved. Same with the president. He has understood that may due process and human rights, and he has put in place the programs through his subordinates, anong dapat gawin. The process of prosecuting cases has been streamlined also. Hopefully, by next year, we can have a new rules of court under by Justice Bersamin has proposed a revision of certain rules. And then, marami na ring mga trainings and seminars for the prosecutors, the judges, and especially policemen. Mga rulings sa Supreme Court na dapat obserbahan.
Handling
drug evidence, drug cases, and drug suspects. Kita mo, compared to last year, the news of the number of people involved or killed.
Hindi na nga nila inaano.
It's not as
Dati meron
prevalent.
pa silang kill list, the kill list, ngayon wala na.
Diba?
Even after the Kian case.
Oh, ayokong pag-usapan yan.
Oo. Even after the Kian case, kumbaga hindi na siya pinalaki ng mainstream media.
Oo nga.
Yeah, hopefully.
Anyway, nandiyan naman talaga yung bilang. Pero ako kung tatanungin mo, ang pinapanigan ko is kung ano yung nararamdaman ko doon sa area ko. Sa ngayon,
behind that numbers is millions of other numbers na safe.
Yun.
Nagsumuko, nagparehab
Correct.
ng safe.
Correct.
And now, actually, well, I lived in Santa Cruz area, around, one of the depressed areas then, makita mo. Yung mga tumataba. After ng rehab, nanaba talaga.
Bagong buhay na yun.
Kaya nga daw nagkaroon ng issue yung rice. Kasi nga marami nang kumakain.
Marami na
Siguro another
nagkakanin.
issue, another accomplishment siguro yung fight against human trafficking. Yung ating, we are able to, for example, yung mga bata na ginagamit for online porn, also yung ating mga kababayan na naloloko para mag-abroad. So, we are tightening the procedures para yung mga kababayan natin hindi ma-exploit. And those who are yung mga areas na prostitution, mas pinaigting yung kampanya. Hopefully next year siguro gambling naman.
Another thing, isa sa pinakamagandang accomplishment this year is the independent foreign policy. Right now, the deal that we had with China about the South China Sea, the exploration with China and Israel, remember that? And then the return of the Balangiga Bells from the US. So we are not just focusing on the East. We are everywhere. We have Russia, we have China, we have US, we have Israel.
Dami nating kaibigan
Diba?
ngayon.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
speaking of which, yung military natin and police, yung kanilang equipment have been upgraded. We are buying arms. Ang pangako ni President, every policeman and every soldier should have his own firearm. We're buying attack helicopters. We're buying frigates and destroyers. We might even possibly submarine. Hopefully.
Actually, we bought torpedoes.
Yes.
Oo nga, di ba? Oo.
Yes.
So when those come online, we will increase our internal and external security. So magandang balita 'yon sa atin.
Ang totoo niyan, mga kaibigan, Hindi po talaga namin kaya pagkasyahin sa 30 minutes yung topic natin ngayon.
ang dami din
Napakaraming
kasi.
accomplishments, di ba? Na hindi natin kaya makompress sa napakaiksing oras. Pero ito na lang po gusto kong iwan na tanong sa inyo. Meron ba kayong suggestion for the upcoming 2019? Itong 2019 para sa improvement ng mga government programs.
Things to look forward to, telco, the
Malapit na yan.
new players.
Oo.
Siguro constitutional amendments to allow for foreign investments.
The FDI. Oy, yung Chacha, it passed us, ano na.
Oo,
Kaya lang,
oo.
I'm not 100% sure that I will be supporting that. I have yet to read
Nabasa
the
mo na ba?
entire, may mga snippets
nabasa
akong
ka na?
nabasa, but I have not read the entire, kasi parang lumabas yata doon yung ano eh.
Hindi, ganito yun. What passed in the House is not the one that was in the
Senate.
pero I'm sure...
It was the one, hindi siya yung nirecommend ng Constitutional Commission.
Oo nga, oo. Sabi nga raw.
So I'm sure somewhere along the way, the cooler heads and mature heads will debate, will argue, and find the best.
And may input pa rin naman dyan ang presidente pag dumating na sa kanya.
yes.
Di ba?
Sure, he
Yes.
can veto and
Oo, pwede siya
depend.
mag-veto.
Anyway,
ng mga
may period naman ng
provisions.
ratification yan. So there will be consultation.
Correct.
Pero mas interested ako dun sa telco. We really need to increase our internet and communication speeds.
At kapag nangyari yan, attorney, bibilis na yung buffering natin pag pinapanood nila tayo sa internet. At dyan po muna nagtatapos ang ating pong episode ngayong araw pong ito. Sana po ay may napulot kayo sa aming mga naging diskusyon. For more updates, i-follow niyo lamang po kami sa aming pong social media accounts. Ano po? Ako naman po ay mapapakinggan po ninyo araw-araw, Monday to Friday, 5:30 to 9 a.m. sa DWWW 774. Bago po tayo maghiwa-hiwalay sa unang episode natin,
For 2019.
for 2019, meron ba kayong gustong sabihin o baka meron kayong gustong batiin?
Happy New Year na lang po sa inyong lahat. At, well, susunod na Feast of the Three Kings and then Nazareno.
Yeah, oo.
Oo, nagnanasareno kasi ako.
May papasan ka rin.
I'm just thankful for a year that is bountiful and bright. Hopefully 2019 for me and my family and you and your family will be better.
Salamat. Anyway, magkita-kita po tayong muli sa susunod na episode. Tandaan ha, ito ay isang malawak at malayang diskusyon lamang, kaya everybody, don't take it personally. Thank you.